Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Luke, and this is my review for The Babadook. So The Babadook is an independent horror film from Australia that's kind of been floating around movie theaters for the past couple of months. It's been limited release, and it probably will stay that way. And I went to this movie after my screening for the interview because the movie or the theater that I saw the interview at is a smaller, more independent theater, and they play smaller, more independent movies such as The Babadook. And I'd heard great things about The Babadook. I don't want to say The Babadook too many times in this review, but I have heard amazing things. It has an incredibly fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I love horror movies. So after I saw the interview, I was like, you know what? Hell, I'll go see The Babadook. So I went to it with a couple of friends after the interview, and I gotta say The Babadook is definitely the best horror movie of the entire year. Granted, we haven't had a lot of great horror movies. The Babadook is still a great standalone horror film, and I was really impressed by it. It's basically about a mother who is a single mom, and her child is kind of crazy. He sees a lot of things in his head. He imagines up a lot of monsters. He creates a bunch of contraptions to fight the monsters, and he's a real problem child, and she's having a really difficult time living her life and trying to move on from the death of her husband with this child constantly just annoying her. And this book ends up on the child's bookshelf, and she reads him the book one night, not really thinking much of it, and she notices that it's a little strange, and it kind of hints at their demise, and it's really weird, and it's a really disturbing book, and that kind of sets off this whole kind of psychological downfall of this woman and her son kind of trying to help her out of this, and this monster known as the Babadook. The Babadook creates a great mood and great atmosphere. It's always really creepy. The actual Babadook himself, the monster, just looks terrifying, and he has like these blade fingers, and this movie is just really creepy, and I felt really emotionally attached to the mother in this movie. I really felt for her character, and there were a lot of things that I could relate, I couldn't really relate to her with, but she was just a really personable person, and I just really understood her struggles. And her son in this movie at first is incredibly annoying, and I couldn't stand his character, but then he really starts to grow on you, and you begin to love this family, and you really hope that they can get out of the struggles that they're in. There are a lot of, like I said, really creepy images in this movie, and it creates such creepy tones and just these horrifying scenes. And you know, it's slightly predictable. I'll say that it's just a little bit predictable, but other than some predictability, this movie is the best horror movie of the entire year. I was really impressed with The Babadook. I think it's a great film. If you guys like horror movies, definitely check it out because it's the creepiest one of the entire year. So I'm going to give The Babadook 4.5 out of 5 stars. I very highly recommend it. So you guys, this is Luke signing off. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.